This is Terry's El Gato Loco, first time at doing comedy.
Hi, how's everybody doing tonight? You know how a lot of, it's fashionable to wear earrings and stuff, and sometimes they wear decorative ones, and at one time when I was a little crazier, I thought it would be cool to have like little Starship Enterprise ones and stuff because I was a little bit of a geek and stuff. Anyway, moving forward from that idea, I thought, how about I have some functional yet really low cost alternative, which is basically squares of toilet paper. And how it functions is, I have this on my ear to let people know I'm ready to hear your crap. You know? But wait, you get more informative to the people looking at you by putting an X on it, which means, nah, I don't want to hear your crap today. Just say it for yourself or somebody else. But if you have a really boring life, maybe you want to hear the crap. So you have a check mark on the toilet paper, or possibly a happy face. You know, I have a boring life. Tell me your lies and bullshit crap.
My dad is Bigfoot, and my mom is an alien, and my brother has 3 heads and a tail.
Oh, how interesting. Tell me more. Okay, there's this young bachelor, and he has 2 new dogs, and he wants to have his mom over to meet the 2 new dogs and for dinner. So she comes over and she sits down, she looks at the plates, and she goes, "My, these plates look grimy." And the young lad goes, "Well, that's as clean as soap and water gets them." So she goes, "Okay." So she has her meal, and after the meal, the young lad grabs the plates, puts them on the floor. "Here, soap! Here, water!" Okay, you may have heard of Teen Challenge Farm. They help young people with various addictions, and you can donate your vehicle, which is sold for money or whatnot, and it's to help them out. But I thought, what if you're addicted to used cars? And he's like, "Oh, you're there," and it's like another one shows up. It's like, "Oh man, I can't believe it, man. I was trying to get help, you know." Who's showing up with cars, man? This is my first time doing this, so. Okay, here's one for the waitresses. The guy comes into the restaurant and says, "I think I'll have the chicken soup." Okay, and she hollers back, "1 chicken soup." And another guy, she goes to the other table, there's another gentleman there, and it's, "I'll have a pea soup." And she goes, "Okay, 1 pea soup." Then the first guy realizes that he wants to change his order to pea soup because he didn't realize I had it. And he says to the waitress, "Can I change my order?" And she goes, "Okay." So she hollers back, "Hold the chicken and make it pea." Okay, there's this one young lad who he had a wooden eye because he couldn't afford a glass eye. He got teased all the way through school, and he went to the school dance, and there's this one girl, a bit homely, big wart nose that was big and on the ugly side, but he thought, well, I'll give it a shot. So he goes over to her and he says, "Would you like to dance?" She smiles and says, "Would I?" And he goes, "Big nose, big nose, big nose." Okay. Here's slightly humorous, but very informative. Has anybody here ever dealt with an evil person before?
I have.
Yeah? Okay. They seem to be quite popular and spread out amongst the world. But anyway, these are kind of difficult for the opposite. But what I'm getting at is you have to listen very carefully to the words when they say, because they like to be deceptive. For example, if an evil person apologizes to you, and let's say they slash your tires and trashed your car and scratched up all the paint and everything, and then you nail them on it and you say, "Hey, I know it's you, there's surveillance or whatever." They'd say, "Oh, I'm sorry how you feel." They're not sorry about what what they did, but they sorry about how you feel about what they did. I learned that one the hard way. Okay, okay, there's this flood, and the water was rising, and this guy came along on a log and said, hop on, I'll save you, the water's rising. Oh no, God will save me. Okay, and went along. Then this boat came along, and the guy in the boat says, I'll throw you a life preserver, grab it and you'll be saved. He goes, oh, no, God's going to save me. And so the water is just rising and rising. It's getting pretty, he's at the very top of the roof of his house, and finally a helicopter comes along, and the ladder comes down, and they said, grab a hold of the ladder, come on, we'll save you, this is it. And the guy goes, no, God's going to save me. So finally, the water rises, the guy dies, and he says, God, I thought you were going to save me. And God says, well, I sent you a guy on a log, a boat, and a helicopter. What more do you want? Okay, now I'm going to switch over to some impersonations. Here's some Rodney Dangerfield for you. Hey, no respect at all. My twin brother forgets my birthday. Boy, I tell you. You know why giraffes eat so little? Because with a giraffe, a little goes a long way. Hey. I walk into the doctor's office. I say, hey, doctor, I feel like a deck of cards. He goes, oh yeah, have a seat. I'll deal with you later. Another one of my favorites is Mr. T. Him and Murdoch. That kind of animosity is just like Spock and Bones, from Star Trek. And it's like, say, Murdoch, I ain't going to eat no sandwiches. Oh, come on, dear. It's not like there's no sleepy medicine in it to get you on the plane. Shut up, fool. I ain't eat no damn thing. You don't get me on the plane. I twist you in a pretzel. Anyway, so that's pretty ballsy to, take on Mr. T and try and drug him. Here's a good one. Politicians. I know they're not really the most popular, but I do find them interesting to talk about since I started really paying attention to what they say. Because they go on and they don't say anything at all. And here's my example. Together, we will move forward. And once we're all united, the direction of in front of us, we shall go. And when there's more than one, there's unity. And we don't have to look far, because ahead we will move in that direction. Okay. That's good. And one of the most imitated persons, I think, on the world, from what I gathered from my limited TV exposure, is Elvis. Oh, hi, you're boss. And I have nothing better to do but imitate Elvis. Now, for those people that look like him and sound really good, sound like him, all the power to you. But, if you're a retired whatever, and you don't sound like him, you don't look like him, it's like, well, it's quite the pretend thing to do. It's kind of a stretch, I don't know. I'm crying all the time. Where's my teeth? Okay, here's another bit that just came to me. Clint Eastwood. All right, did I shoot 5 bullets or did I shoot 6? It's a 6-shooter. Imagine if Clint Eastwood was the psychiatrist. Remember the show Elf, that little midget dressed up in the furry suit? Imagine if Clint Eastwood is Elf's psychiatrist. And he has to ask Elf, how he's been doing. And at the Tanner residence, the name of the cat is Lucky. So you can see where this is going. So Clint Eastwood would have to ask each session with Elf, so, Elf, have you been feeling lucky today? Ah, there's my snack, but I can't pitch the damn fur ball. Well, I guess that's progress. I wasn't such an out-of-work actor, I wouldn't be a psychiatrist. There's a character that I've sort of invented by overdubbing the show on TV. It's called the Beard Man. I may have to edit that out of any recordings. Anyway, you can't prove nothing. So anyway, one of the bits that was the overdub was like, let's say you like chocolate, but you can't afford it. So you go to the dollar store and you wait for somebody to buy, some chocolate, and then you try and be Mr. Healthy and follow them out and say, excuse me, you do not need all that chocolate. It's not good for you. Why don't you give me some of your chocolate for free? Anyway, there's other imitations, but I don't have no humor to go with imitations. Like, hey, Kermit Frog here. Hey, here's the Roxbury, and I'm looking for Miss Piggy, but I don't know, I just can't seem to find her. And John Wayne, like, well, let's rustle up all these people and see how much they can buy, and because that supports here, and it supports us, and supports you, and you have suspenders, that supports your pants, and if you got a job, you support the employee, and I'm just on a rant here, and anyway, I'll finish off with one more that I got on. Rocky is also, I think, another big imitated one, like, yo, Adrian, I think I've been punched a bit too much. Which one are you? Anyway, thank you for having me and being such a good audience, and I hope to see you again in the near future. And you take care of you very please.
The proceeding was recorded at Roxbury Bar Grill, London, Ontario, Canada, on Wednesday, January the 30th, 2013.